Okay, so what happens in Punish game versus Fox Marth? This is the biggest issue that I have, and it's the biggest hurdle that I see that I can't really figure out how to get across. So no matter what I do wave shine, I do up tilt, right? I do up tilt back air, whatever. No matter what, the end goal is always this. Or, excuse me, that. Right? It's always up air. There's no other real combo move that you have, especially at mid% to high %, especially as like a kill option off of a throw that I can reliably do on Marth. Now, I know that everyone can get out of up throw up air. Yes. But most other characters have other ways that they can be comboed. Marth, you can kind of combo him horizontally, but I'll get into why that's a little tricky versus him especially. The main issue is Zain has repeatedly gotten better and better at Smash GI, and he's getting to a point where he's reversing me off of them. This isn't a, oh, you should just get better up airs. No, they're just Smash GI-able. There's nothing I can do about it. And then there's always one genius who's like, well, what if you just single hit? Well, if there was a single hit setup, I probably would have learned it already, don't you think? Because it'd be helpful versus not just Marth. The only single hit setup that we know of is around 80 to 90%. If someone does full DI back or full DI in, you can do single hit up throw up air. And it's pretty easy, but it also doesn't kill on 3 of the stages at kill %, like at all. And it's only a very, very specific subset of situations. That's a gigantic problem. And when Marth touches me, I genuinely can just die. And not only can I die, I can't really do anything back to him. My best option usually is to DI off stage, because anything I stay on stage for, I could just get comboed, especially now that he has a tech chase. And if the solution to Punish game is DI off stage versus Marth as a spacey, that doesn't sound very, very appealing, obviously. So, Punish game is becoming kind of a wash. I have arguably the best Punish game in the world as Fox. Lefton's obviously up there. Right now that he's off a different controller, not as much, but arguably. Regardless, I'm clearly up there, and I've put a lot of thought into this. I don't see a way that I can reliably combo Marth as Fox in such a way that basically me getting combos to him isn't relying on him missing Smash GI. I don't want to play a matchup where my Punish game is reliant on someone else fucking up. That is, to me, the definition of a losing matchup. If they play properly, I shouldn't be able to get anything. That's literally the definition of a bad losing matchup. Okay, so I have a hard time figuring out what I can realistically do. Then someone else, of course, says, well, what about wave shines? Well, what about wave shines? First off, Zain starts double stick Smash GIing my wave shines. So on reaction, I have to figure out, there's 2 things he can do. He can ASDI down, and then he can double stick Smash GI out. So on reaction, and you can't actually react to the ASDI down, and I'll explain why. I'm like 90% sure. I have to figure out if I have to do wave shine, running JC wave shine to get a follow-up, otherwise I can't get a follow-up. And then he just slides to ledge anyways, which by the way, if I'm here and I shine Zain, he's going to ledge every time. I shine him from center stage on Battlefield, and he's going to slide to ledge. Like, almost every time. It's legitimately absurd. I can't get a wave shine combo on him anymore. I have to be literally over here, and that's a ridiculous against small subset of situations. Not really easy for me. And then, again, he has an option to ASD to shine down, in which case he'll land here, and my wave dash goes through him, and then I have to play this weird scramble mix-up where, again, I might just get grabbed out of my own combo starter. Obviously, everyone knows Drill can be Smash GI'd. Zane's getting really good at that, too. Drill isn't working on Marth anymore, against Zain specifically, and it's becoming, again, a lot of mix-ups where the risk is I get grabbed, and the reward is I get wave shine into grab, and then I get to play another up throw up air mix-up where the reward is maybe I get another up air, and then I get to play the mix-up again, and the risk is I get reversaled and grabbed. Doesn't seem too good. And then someone's like, well, what if you do up throw back air and shark? So you're telling me that when I win neutral, I go for up throw back air, exactly 22%, and play a sharking situation where, again, I can get reversaled if I play the sharking situation. That's just, if you're going to shark, you have to be aware of that risk. You will get reversaled sometimes, right? That's just how it works. And so you're telling me that I get 22% and a chance to get reversaled, but if he wins neutral, I die? Again, doesn't that seem a little like the definition of a bad matchup? Now there are people who are like, well, it seems like you could just play neutral in a way that makes it really, really hard. Okay, let me tell you something. Marth has a big fucking sword. There is no universe where I'm going to consistently outplay a Marth at Zain's caliber every set enough to make up that difference of a punish game when Marth has that type of a toolkit. That sword is gigantic. And the way I have to deal with it is dash dancing at this range to make it ambiguous as to whether I'm going in or out. But again, Marth still has mix-ups. He can run in a dash check, he can run in a grab, he can run in an F smash. And it's a risk for him, sure. But when the risk for him involves drill or grab into up throw up air, into potential reversal combo, and his reward is I die, that's still really skewed. As far as edge guarding goes, I've thought of a lot of stuff to make edge guarding better, and there's probably more room for me to improve it even as is. I don't deny that, but I think it would be not just incorrect, but outright ignorant to say that somehow Fox is better edge guarding on Marth than vice versa. Between this edge cancel fair stuff that Zain started doing, which Fictions has actually talked about for a few years, and Fictions known about this for a few years, and a few other edge guards that Zain started doing, it's making, even for me, like, getting back almost impossible. Like, I can't do it reliably. And sure, I can rely on super mid shortens all the time. I can play the craziest mix-ups of all time. But like I said, if the crux of a matchup is I have to outplay someone 8 or 9 times every single set, like 80 to 90% of situations, which is kind of what it's starting to feel like, to win, and it relies on them missing Smash TI, doesn't that just sound like the definition of a losing matchup? And not a losing matchup at that, a losing matchup where we haven't even talked about the biggest issue: this fucking stage exists. I can't win on this stage. Like, if Zain plays well, you cannot win on this stage. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do, there's nothing another Fox can do. If Zain plays badly, sure, you'll take a game. But again, you're relying on someone else to play badly to take a game. This isn't like oh, you just play better than the other person. This is literally, if he plays well, I can't do anything. Like, I don't have my full-out mix-ups anymore because there's no platform. I don't even think I need to go into FD. Everyone in the community agrees. Even Hacks, who's the biggest Fox, like, delusionist of all time, says that this is 70-30 for Marth on FD. And you know that when Hacks says something, it's always worse than it actually is for Fox, because that's how Hacks works. And so if he's saying it's 70-30 and Zain hasn't lost a game here in 2 years, I can kind of make it work on other stages, but between starting every set down, essentially 0-1, him having another counter pick in Stadium, which, even if it's not as bad, is still pretty bad for Fox, and Fox having literally no good counter pick. Like, yeah, I have Yoshi's and Fog, but they have tremendous drawbacks, which and they have crazy, like, they're super volatile, which just makes it, like, super frustrating. What are Fox's advantages? Yeah, basically it's his speed and his ability to create timing mix-ups. And again, there is a universe where someone outplays Zain 70-80% of the interactions and wins, and Zain doesn't have quite the perfect Smash GI, quite the perfect, like, Smash GI on his shines, on the drills, on the up airs, and you take a set. Yeah, that's perfectly possible. Even 2 or 3 sets, that's also perfectly possible. But as I said, the matchup feels like it's too much of me relying on Zain playing badly as opposed to what I can do better, and I don't really like that. It's not a good feeling, and there's been plenty of sets where I lost, where I felt like I played amazingly, and not that there was nothing I could do in neutral, but it was like I exhausted all the tools my character had in so many ways, and it just wasn't enough. Yes, Zain's obviously a better player than me, and I don't say I should be beating him every time, but I know enough about this matchup to say pretty confidently that this is just not a good thing to be playing if you're trying to be the best in the world. I'm not saying it's 100% unwinnable. I'm not saying that no Fox can ever win. I'm not saying that there might not be a universe where someone comes along and shows me something where it's like, oh, this was great. Like, maybe this matchup has some hope. I would love for someone to. I'd be fucking ecstatic. So that's kind of where I'm at with the matchup and why it's really frustrating. I can't think of a way to make... So one of 2 things would have to happen for me to feel like I can actually play this matchup again. Either A, someone has to show me a way to reliably punish Marth so that I only need 2 or 3 openings per stock to kill him and without tremendous reversal potential. Like, there's always going to be some reversal potential, of course, but without tremendous reversal potential, because the up air stuff is actually just killing me. I even like the first game yesterday I played against Ghidorah, he literally smashed it out of my up air, and Ghidorah is a significantly worse player than Zain, no offense to him. He's obviously great in his own right. And just smashed it out of it and immediately killed me. And I was like, okay, like, this is ridiculous. So either A, you need to do that with Punish Game, or B, you have to give me some kind of neutral model where it feels like I'm actually able to consistently control the matchup without tremendous risk at any point of just dying, because at that point it just becomes like sort of like not random, but pseudo random. Either of those things happened, I would probably be compelled to keep trying it, but I don't see either of those things happening after hundreds of hours, maybe even 1,000 hours of thought and practice into the matchup, especially against Zain. And so for me, it's just not worth it anymore. So why am I switching to Sheik? What the hell is this song? Why am I switching to Sheik? Basically, I'm switching to Sheik. One, Sheik's already my second best character. I really enjoy Sheik. She's super fun to me. I like the way she plays. And she has a similar jump squat to Fox. I like the fact that both the characters have 3-frame jump squats. And that'll make it, for me, way easier to transition between the two characters in tournament play. And that would make me much less anxious about like having to warm up both characters, keep them both super warm. They have a lot of similarities, and I think that would be pretty good. That's one of the reasons I really want to switch to her. For Marth, of course. So, am I ever going to play Fox for Marth again? Maybe. Like, there are certain Marths that I think are actually pretty bad versus Fox, for sure. And some of them are actually really good versus Sheik. Someone like Rishi. So against him, yeah, I probably would still play Fox. Against a Marth in pools, who I don't know plays Marth yet, because I'm not going to go Sheik randomly in pools, right? I'd rather play Fox versus Marth against pools Kid 9000 than play Sheik against, like, Ices or something by accident. So yeah, I'm going to definitely play Fox versus Marth at some point still. You're never not going to see it again. But I definitely feel like, long-term, I have a much better chance of consistently winning with Sheik. And think about it another way. Yes, like I said, there might be a universe where Fox can do it against Marth. But would I rather put 2,000 hours into that and neglect all my other matchups? Which, again, that time I'd put into that matchup, that's an opportunity cost for me. I need to work on all my matchups. I can't just work on one matchup. Or would I rather put in 500 hours into learning Sheik and feeling like I have a systematic way to keep playing the game against Marth and feel like it's in my control? I don't care if I lose the first 5 sets to Zain with Sheik, because I'm confident if I play with Sheik, it'll be, okay, I have these things to take away from the set that I can do better for next time, and that to me is much more comforting and much more likely to be sustainable long-term than, okay, well, I hope he doesn't smash my up airs next time, or I hope, like, he's just playing a little bit off so that I can get these little tricks on him. I don't like that. That's not how I want to play the game. I want to just outplay the other person, or they outplay me. And with Fox versus Marth, it doesn't feel that way, especially given that I start every set effectively down 1-0, maybe even 2-0, like, depending on how bad Stadium gets. Zain just started tech chasing again recently, which is, like, just another nightmarish thing that he's adding to his gameplay that I can't deal with. Like, I don't know how to get out of it, and it's just another combo tool that I have to worry about. And now I can't even get slide up percent anymore, because he just F-throws me when I'm near the platform. And someone's like, oh, well, if you DI out, it makes it tricky. Sure, but if I DI out, that makes it so that the reason that he's actually in the first place, the fact that if you do the slide DI from 0 to 20, he can't actually get a pivot grab, it just makes the up air re-grab free. And so now he doesn't worry about that mix-up anymore. And so it's just getting ridiculous. Like, I don't see what I can realistically be doing to even this matchup up. And I hope someone comes along and does it. It would make me very, very happy. I don't want to switch characters. I love Fox. Like, I love the matchup. I've put God knows how much effort into it. But it just doesn't feel repeatable. Again, should I be beating Zain every set? No, of course not. Of course not. But I want to feel like I have the opportunity to win every set. And right now, that's just not the case. And for everyone who's like, but Zain's that's clear #1. Okay, I'm number 3 or 4 in North America, depending on how much you weigh last year. Like, the scale between me and Zain, yeah, while big, is not so big that I can't win a fucking set. Which is effectively where we've been. And I think that while Fox is the only reason, it's definitely a big reason. If I'm playing the #1 player in the world, arguably the #1 player in the world, obviously we don't know where Leffen is right now, and Mango's kind of inactive. I can't start a set down 0-1 and then play that type of matchup. It's not freaking possible. It's just absurd. So that's why I'm switching to Sheik. Hopefully in a month or two, and especially in time for Smash World Tour, it'll be ready. But I'm going to spend the next probably month or so, like, seriously training the Sheik up. And I think learning another character is going to help me, honestly, in my game with Fox. You know, of course, it's an opportunity cost, like I said. But I think I can handle it. I play the game a tremendous amount. I play 5 or 6 hours a day. Splitting time might even be more effective, honestly. So, we'll see. But yeah.